At the beginning of this course, I was unable to use Blogger and had never been on it before. I was also unable to use a Mac or any of its features such as GarageBand or iMovie. I was, however, able to use a basic camera to record on, however had never figured out how to set up a tripod, dolly wheels or light that we needed to use for the filming. I have now been able to develop my camera skills further to be able to use particular settings such as some of the scene modes. For example, modes for scenes with fast action such as sports, which we did use when the young girl in our film ran up the stairs. I now know how to set up a technical light, tripod and dolly wheels. However, we were unfortunately unable to use a shallow focus, which we would have liked to use in our piece. This was because the setting, when on, would not work as effectively as we'd have liked. Before beginning the course, as I said, I could not use a Mac at all or any of its features, whereas since starting the course I've been able to invest in a Mac and have practiced using iMovie on it. For example, when we were editing in class, I chose to practice at home by uploading our film onto my Mac and putting the shots in a rough order to practice cutting, and then place the music on top of the piece to practice how to put it in and what iMovie involves in adding sound to a film piece. Since beginning our editing, we have found that there are many transitions available to use, as well as video effects. And two of the transitions we liked using during our piece was a cross blur and a cross dissolve, as when trying them all, these fitted our piece best and were both quite subtle. I have learnt from using the internet that you have to select carefully the information you use, as it cannot always be accurate. However, I have found YouTube to be a very useful site for looking up various different clips from horror films, as well as Art of the Title, which has been a great tool when researching and planning the typical storyboarding of film openings. During my research, I've been able to use many different interesting websites on the internet to make Blogger more interesting and interactive. I've used Vocaroo, Voki, Prezi, and Kazoa from the internet to make my blog more interactive, and have also had to learn how to use Blogger. I learnt how to embed things onto my blog and move them around where I want them, as well as using the labels to organise my work more clearly. I found Blogger to be a useful website to help me present my work in the most interactive and efficient ways possible. I have also used YouTube and learnt a lot about it and how to put videos onto YouTube. I also know how to export them from iMovie onto YouTube, as well as how to put them on my blog from YouTube, which is you go into share and then copy and paste the embed code into the HTML part of your blog. The sound for our film opening, we used many useful websites to look up sound effects and even use music for the background. We were able to get a friend from school to compose the final piece of music on the piano. We came across a difficulty, which was that the music that had been composed for us and taken so long to compose did not fit our piece, and therefore to edit this piece we had to use GarageBand to clip and repeat certain parts to make it fit our piece nicely. None of us were able to use this software originally, and so it was very beneficial to all of us, as we all had to work together and find out how to use it and find out how to cut and paste on it and repeat certain parts. And we were able to get the results we wanted from using it. When we produced our institutional context logo, we began producing it by using PowerPoint and using the shapes that are available to create a very basic design that was able to move for our institutional context. However, when looking at it, when we actually put it onto our piece, we found that it didn't really look particularly professional and didn't really suit our piece that we'd made, so we wanted to redo it. To overcome this problem, we were able to redo it using a professional software called Illustrator to create our new institutional context. We were able to use this because, thankfully, a member of our group's dad had been able to buy it as he needed to use it for his work anyway, and therefore he was able to help us use it, and we all had to develop our skills further, similarly to GarageBand, as none of us had used it before, to be able to use this new program. we were only able to create still images from what we knew using this software, and so we had to combine our skills to use iMovie transitions and think of how we could use those to make our Illustrator move as an institutional context logo might. We ended up using a good transition from iMovie to make it look very professional and so that it was able to move as well.